reporting live from Portsmouth. Oh, I can't do this, it's driving me up the wall. Anyway, it's not airborne yet. So basically, the film Songbird is out. The film The Songbird is about 4 years into lockdown of COVID, and with the level of deaths that they believe that it is taking, to the point that obviously people are no longer in positions in work. People have died, everybody from the prime ministers, the presidents, the queen, all have gone, and it's just down to a few people who are getting up, doing their normal things every day, which are based around the lockdown rules. So they're going to work if they have to go to work. Amber, don't message me when I'm live. They have to stick to being at home with their immediate family. In this particular film, it's Demi Moore who is part of the film Songbird. As you know, Demi Moore used to be married to Ashton Kutcher, who is the creator of the model that comes together under the Red X, which is to do with human trafficking. Demi Moore has also been seen to be somebody who's come out about the sexual grooming and trafficking within the industry of being actresses, child models. But she has also been somebody who has been seen to have molested a child as a 23, 24-year-old, I think it is. My trust in somebody like Demi Moore, I don't know her, I've never sat down and had dinner with her. She's not one of my personal friends. She's somebody like everybody that we know the name Demi Moore. So we know that this is a film that's been done by a production team around Demi Moore, probably even produced. Now, is this people getting us prepared, or is this people getting us in fear? Now, the reality is we are on lockdown. Everybody in the world is all talking. Everybody in the world is all talking about lockdown. Everybody in the world is within the perimeters of their own home or on the streets. There are countries that are not abiding to all of this, and they're going into battles over this. Here in the UK, which is where I am, in Great Britain, down in Portsmouth, right at the bottom where the ferry crosses over to France, to the Isle of Wight, and off out into the big ocean. So I am literally, Great Britain is like this, and I am down here at the particular point at the moment. The MP that we have here, Stephen Morgan, is the shadow minister for overseeing all of the perimeters of the whole of Great Britain in defence. So if we go into war, Stephen Morgan here is the person that will be the shadow minister to say, yes, we go to war, no, we don't go to war. It's a naval base here in Portsmouth. It's a predominant naval base. You don't see the Navy walking around like in Aldershot when you used to see the Army out in the military. You don't pretend to like see them. It's very quiet here in Portsmouth. We don't have police on, but we do see police cars. We have the special forces out on the streets. I can't think what they're called now. As a mother, being that schools have been closed and they say nurseries are going to stay open, my decision is not to send my children into nursery at this current time. Why? Because it is my duty and my responsibility to handle the management of my children during such a time that we as the people are all going through. If you watch the film Songbird, it's on my YouTube. It won't be up for long, you know this. That will be due to copyrights because I think it costs $30 or something, or $20 to watch, because they've put a lot of effort in. So please do, if you can afford to pay for it, go over to the original link and pay to get the film to support it. But how do you deal with people who have gotten a temperature and affected with COVID? One thing that you'll understand in the film Songbird is if you are immune to this disease, they don't give you any hassle. You can go about your day, you put on your wristwatch, you're immune. So me, as Portsmouth, shut off the rest of the UK. just bring it down to Portsmouth. Portsmouth is an island. There is a border between Portsmouth here and entering to site where my mum would be. So my mum, even though she's Portsmouth, she's off of the island. She's over the other side. When this continues, as you'll know, all the way UK and all the way around the world, bollards are being put in to obstruct movement between places and things like that. When you watch the film Songbird, you will see these bollards in place on the film. You will see how they are dealing with it, that literally you remain in your home with the people who remain at your address, and you are not allowed to intermingle, even if you're in a block of flats with people next door. On the film, it shows that somebody gets COVID in another flat and they knock on the doors to ask you if you have been at this person's flat. Obviously, somebody has and they've caught COVID. They're not saying that COVID isn't real in this film. They're saying COVID is killing people at a very fast, rapid rate, that actually now they've got into the further stages to try to humanise and protect people. People are living in sanitised homes. People are living in homes where it's only done by couriers. Couriers are the only people who are allowed to move around. Drones are allowed to move around. And only if you are going to essential work are you allowed to leave. But everybody is on social media. Artists are on social media. We're singing to save lives. One of the reasons that I dance around, it's part of my exercise time. Another reason that I dance around is my way of moving around. It shows that I'm no threat. One of the reasons that I dance around is to help keep a people smile on their face. Whatever you think of me, if it's keeping you going at a time that there's so much uncertainty on what is coming before us. But one thing that was clear about the film is once 2 immune people were out, they sent wristbands for other people who were not immune to give them the freedom to take the masks off and leave the mind and brain controlling of the elite that are putting us under a depopulation thing that is going wrong. It would even kill them. They can't protect themselves if this goes airborne. If this goes airborne, me as a mother, when I'm at home, in my own home, I do air my home. I don't have sanitized so much because we get funny hands, things like that. But we go in the dirt, we play in the mud, we go down to the beach. My kids eat sand, not deliberately, of course. They go in the water, even though our water is not particularly great, very polluted, not very nice. We, the human beings, have pissed the animal species off. The rats down here that they're trying to kill off are back in there. It's worse. The rats have come back thicker, farther, harder and faster. They were screaming. Their babies were screaming. So basically humans were murdering. Humans have been muzzling, vaccinating, quarantining and chipping animals for years. Dogs, cats. People have been putting animals in cages for many years. My children have got 4 fish in a cage in their bedroom. Fish that would probably rather be in the ocean, but we've given them an opportunity to be loved and looked and have some rest time because they were already in a fish tank brought by Nanny. So then comes my contact for my children with other people coming in and out the house. One thing that's really important in this film is somebody goes for a glass of wine to somebody who's contracted the virus. The virus was spread. The other person didn't get it. Had she had got it, she would have got it in the first 24 hours, maybe in the first hour of it going into that area. Please do watch. I'm talking about the film Songbird. It's on my YouTube, or you can go to the links to the original and pay for the film. It won't be up for long due to copyrights, and I have violated the copyrights. This is somebody's film, but this is all part and parcel of something much bigger, and it's very important to get this out to people. This is why I have persistently said that people need to move into their own space where they need to be, even in this film. You know, to have pens, pencils, to be able to draw, to be able to paint, to be able to create. We're thinking about foods at the moment, but at the moment we're being depleted of all of our passions, all of our skills, and we need to keep on with these. while you're in your own home, keep your schedule. Use YouTube to get up in the morning and watch the sunrise, watch it from your window, come out on your balcony, stand in your garden, use it for your time to come out to appreciate the sun rising, appreciate the sun setting, appreciate the stars, appreciate the moon, appreciate these things that exist that some people believe is part of a big TV thing, and some people believe it's just what we have around us, that we need to accept the beauty. Help each other. Get lists in your community of people that need prescriptions, get lists of people that have got conditions, get lists of people that have got children that need to be getting out for milk. Because yesterday Dean went to Asda and was trying to be jolly in the area, because I go out and I dance around, and he was with the kids in the trolley, and he got surrounded by 5 people to tell him to put a mask on, and he refused. They could have refused to serve him. I haven't got a cow. I can't produce my own milk. I've just stopped naturally feeding. It probably would be a good idea for me to be expressing and freezing, but I don't have that level of freezer space. All I'm thinking about for my boys right now is I've got my car. I've got to put up the money for my insurance and just accept. So I've got to do the first deposit. So it'll probably cost me anywhere between £200 and £500 to put the first month deposit up. And I'm paid on the 18th, so I'm going to have to use that to get me into that state. And then every month after then I know full well that I've got to pay about 100, maybe 150 for my insurance, because of this thing that the courts have done by putting points all over my license. I just have to accept that that's what it is. It's just money for me to have the freedom to move around in my car with it license protect if I go through any checkpoints, any pull points, anything. I'm going to make myself, obviously, as I am the director of Step Up Britain, which means I can move around the whole of Great Britain, because that's what my job allows me to do, and because it's one-on-one direct contact and emergency response, I can do this. I'm going to need help to do this. Every time I ask for any form of financial help, then obviously it costs me trolling and flying monkeys and all of this. Collect your cash. We're going to need it. We're going to need barter between us all. Cash will go. Collect it. Keep your cash going. Save it. Go back to the good old basics. Keep it under your bed. Save, 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 save. Invest, invest, invest. Invest in everything that you need right now to live a healthy, sustainable life. Tins will not see you through. Tins is not good food. Get your plants, get your herbs, get your spices, collect all of the things that you need where you can plant seeds. Then spread these seeds with your neighbours. Anybody who's already got plants that are to a certain level, anything like aloe vera plants, cannabis plants, wheatgrass, spirulina, all these things we need to be collecting as a community to make sure that we're all getting proper nutrition. We need to be thinking about our immune system, building our immune system up, whether or not this is going to come through a man-made channel or whether the animals fight back. At the end of the day, things are going on around us that we don't have the qualifications or experience. Take this time, as we usually move going into children going back to school, to actually embrace your children, to spend time with your children, knowing who they are, what they love. You're going to break that charger. Get the bikes, get the skates, get the skateboards, get yeah, 2 seconds, dude. Your bikes, and we've got to get new bikes now. Have a look at properties, lands, where you want to spend your time, what family you want to move in with you, how you want to put people together. Speak to your family. Get all your family on a Zoom meeting or a Facebook group meeting. Pull in everybody, even if you've not spoken to them for ages. Take somebody who's going to lead and be the chairperson for your family, so you can all speak whatever problems and challenges that you've got. There's always somebody in your family that's better at certain things than other people. Yes, in your living room. Just give me 5 more minutes and then we'll sort it and we'll get out for a walk. We'll go down to the beach for a bit, yeah? We're going to have a bit of a... We're going to have a bit of a... What do you want? Any? Well, they're in here. So, yeah, I mean, get your families together and talk to them about who's got what going on. You may find people in your members of families have got cancer that you don't know about, treatments that they're going through, maybe trauma that you didn't know about, debts that you didn't know about. Amber, stop sending me things while I'm on a live. It just takes my screen up and it cuts me out. Stand up. Talk to family about obviously who's going to do some baking, who's the person that's going to build the businesses, how you're going to communicate with each other, how you're going to move around between people that have moved around while flights are available and things like that. Get people back who need to get back, get people where they need to be, and really be strategic about this time. We could completely come out of this in March and go, what the fuck was that? Everything's over, like Spain, and people don't talk about the Spain flu anymore. Done, dusted, it's gone. This is not what this is all about. We know this. So please take the time to watch The Songbird. Go down onto my YouTube, watch it. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. It's a good film anyway, just as a film, educational, but more to give you the resources to understand potentially why I keep telling you to train physically, mentally, and connect spiritually. This is a spiritual war. This is about powers and principalities, and this is not our fight. So stay at home, take advantage of universal credits, take advantage of all of these things that are around you at the moment to give you the time to stay home with your children, lock your children down, remove them from all things like gaming, and actually get out planting with them. Going out into nature with them, getting back to good old basics with your children, turn your tellies off, get back to playing board games, games of chess. After all, this is all about kings and queens and the pawns. So don't be a pawn to what's going on. If you're going to be a player in a game, then be a game of your own life. Yep, starting with you, your family, your personal friends, and I mean friends, people who are enabling you. People are fucking about causing Gamesgate. We've got a bigger picture to get on with in life. We haven't got time for insecurities, trust issues, and people spreading malicious stuff and causing problems. We have to reset. We have to get all of our debts in order. We have to get our finances in order. We have to think about how we're going to move goods like things that you may need. And at the end of the day, if everybody's just going to fucking die, how are you going to protect your property so people can't just take your property? How this is going to work? What's going to happen? What happens if you do die? Be it COVID or hit by a London double-decker bus. We all die eventually. It's not my day to die today, but I didn't know I was going to stand in front of my car and bring it back to me yesterday either. So we never know what's going to happen. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know how things are going to plan out. But for Great Britain and the people here, we've got to get our shit together. We've got to get things in order. We've got to get our own lives in order and think about the animals. Stop swatting the flies, stop killing the spiders, and stop, being bad to them, because they'll come in waves and ways that you couldn't have understand. So, and to the people that have been so greedy and corrupt, come back to the basic sins of lust and greed and jealousy and all of these things, and come back to the basic fruits of spirit. Come back to the things of being true. Sorry, my thing keeps coming up and I don't know what I've missed. So, but I was basically saying